So I want to talk about 4 times Tesla FSD saved my life. The first one, I was on a highway, 865. It's around Indianapolis. The highway kind of comes right out of Indianapolis to the west, and I was trying to get FSD to move into the high-speed lane so I could get around another vehicle. The way you do that in FSD, for those who don't know, you just put your blinker on, and then it will immediately go into the next lane, unless there's something going on. So I put the blinker on, and the car didn't go into the other lane. It stayed in the slow lane, and I was stuck behind this car. And so I put the blinker on again. The car refused to go into the lane again, and at that time, another car passed me on the right in the high-speed lane, and I decided, well, if I'm not going to get around this guy, I'm just going to take it out of FSD and move over into that lane and get around this guy. And you can do that just by grabbing the wheel and moving it over, and it's that simple. Or you can press the brake pedal and just take control, and then you'll just drive as normal. But in this situation, I put my hands on the wheel. I was getting ready to go into the other lane, and before I took it out of FSD, immediately 2 motorcycles went down the center lane between me and the other 2 cars at a high speed right on a turn. And I was just kind of stunned there for several minutes. I just kind of sat there thinking about, man, if I had just taken that out of FSD and turned right at that moment, I would have been in a terrible accident. And I'm glad I let the car do its thing. It could see those motorcycles coming from a long way off with that rear camera, and it was just mind-boggling me. I just sat there for a few minutes stunned that I could have been in a horrible accident. The second time, I was driving in the rain, and the little window pops up that says FSD may be degraded. And it was pretty dark. It was probably 5 in the morning on I-65, and there was a heavy mist coming down, and I couldn't really see that well, but the car was doing pretty good. I think it was going about 65 and seemed to be doing well. So I just kind of let it do its thing. Then all of a sudden, it puts the blinker on to move into the right lane and jerks the car over, and I had no idea what happened. It honestly just freaked me out, kind of scared me. And I looked back in the rear view mirror, and there was a big semi tire right in the center of the road. I didn't even see it. I didn't see it coming or anything. It was just too misty, too rainy out, and too dark. And this big blown out tire was right in the middle of the lane, and the car seen it all the way up there, and I probably missed that tire by, I would say, 10 feet, and I would have hit it. So the third time, I was almost in an accident, and FSD did a fantastic job. I was on I-65 and heading north. There was a serious crosswind. It was probably about 40 mile an hour crosswind, and a lot of these semis were just kind of blowing all over the road. And I was in the center lane, and the semi was in the slow lane. And you can kind of tell when these big trucks don't have any load in the vehicle, because they're kind of just getting blown everywhere. The ones that are fully loaded, they don't move that much, but this truck was just kind of getting blown all over the place. And the car was moving in the center lane fine. It got really close to this semi, and it was just blowing everywhere. And I was at the time, I was thinking, well, maybe I just need to get out of this lane, get away from this guy. And I didn't really even have time to think that through until this truck, the wind just caught it, and it blew the front of the truck, and he kind of moved over a little, and then the back of the trailer just came heading right for the car. And FSD just took over, basically just hit the brakes and slowed down and moved into the other lane so fast. It it was another situation, just caught me off guard how fast it moved. I don't think I would have had that fast of a reaction time if I was doing it on my own. So I was pretty impressed with that one as well. The fourth time that I was almost in an accident and didn't know it, I was using FSD again, and my car was in the center lane. It was on a major highway, and all of a sudden, I was doing probably 65. All of a sudden, it just lurched forward at a high rate of speed. It just really caught me off guard how fast it started going, straight forward, just passing all these cars in the center lane. And I thought maybe, okay, we had a few upgrades. Sometimes the upgrades have their own quirks, and there's little things you got to kind of figure out. And I had just had an upgrade a few days ago, and so I was thinking, okay, maybe it's something with the upgrade, I don't know. And then it puts the blinker on and immediately just jerks over to the right lane. Right after that, like 2 seconds after that, this car comes barreling down the highway. It's moving so fast, and I don't know, this guy had to be doing over 100 miles an hour, and he wasn't slowing down. He was just flying, and the car just jerked over and got out of the way and slowed back down to the correct speed again, and this guy just went flying down the highway. He was gone before I came over the next hill. I couldn't even see the car. So I don't think this guy would have had time to stop. Maybe he would have. Maybe he could have slowed down in time, but very likely he would have hit the back of my car. I don't think he was paying attention. He was just flying, and it was another one of those situations where I was just stunned by how well FSD does, and I'm definitely thankful that I got this car. I've only been using FSD for 5 months. I've had the car for 5 months. I'm fairly new to Tesla and how everything works, but very impressed with how this works. My average on FSD is around 92%, so I do use it a lot. I'm using it right now, and it does fantastic when you're in town, when you're on a major highway. It's just, as I get older, I notice my reaction time is much slower. That was another reason I bought the car, and just how much time I spend on the road. I spend about 3 hours a day on the road, and it just blows me away at how well this does. And it's not to say that I haven't had some quirks where I've had to take it out of FSD. That is true, I have, but I'm thoroughly impressed with how FSD works and how many times it's prevented me from being in a serious accident. I hope this will help you understand technology can be really good sometimes, and I think in this situation, especially with what they're doing with these cars, it's just amazing. And if you don't have a Tesla, or you're not using FSD and you do have a Tesla, you might want to consider giving it a try. It's worth it, and I think it does much better than a lot of the drivers I see on the highway today. I hope you like this video, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, and you can watch me learn how to use FSD and how to use Tesla, and just follow that journey with me.